Hi, folks. Welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. I'm telling you the weather today, it's been almost an absolute perfect day. Temperature right around 70 degrees, light little breeze blowing through, low humidity. I mean, clear blue skies, just almost perfect for weather-wise. I'm not bragging. It's just enjoy these kind of days. So apparently the government shutdown may end tonight. It's quite possible that the president will sign a bill that gets passed through Congress that will officially reopen the government. I mean, it was bound to happen. I mean, I'd mentioned that there was a possibility that this could last, forever, or at least a very long time. Maybe not forever, but that, maybe another month or two. But here we are getting close to the end of November, about halfway through November, I guess. That's a pretty long shutdown. It's forced Congress, for at least the House side, to come back to work. They've been off work for almost 60 days, folks. They closed down and went home for almost 60 days. Can you imagine making that kind of money and just taking 60 days off, 57, 56 days off? That's insane to me. I mean, it's how our government works. It's so wrought with corruption and inefficiency and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, there's a lot of scuttle today online and on the news, and there does seem to be some nervousness maybe in what's going on. Gold and silver just surprisingly shot up, both of them skyrocketing, today, gaining 2 to 4%, depending on which one. And of course, all the talk of potential wars and stuff are getting worse. Remember a week and a half ago or so when President Trump met with Xi Jinping of China, and he came back saying that, they've worked it out, that China's going to be selling us their rare earth minerals, and they're going to be buying soybeans from the United States. Well, all of a sudden, that's not happening. They're not buying soybeans from the United States. And while they will sell rare earth minerals to the United States, they will only sell them to companies that do not use them for military purposes, government contracts. So that little deal doesn't seem to be holding as well as it was supposed to. And I mentioned that before. I said, you just give it some time. It won't be quite as sweet as what they tell us. So we'll see how that happens and what goes on there. And this isn't a prediction. This is just an observation. I would guess that in the next coming days, it's quite possible that something big might happen. We might attack Venezuela. We might attack Nigeria. We might attack Iran. Something big will probably happen in the next few days to distract you. And the reason is because today, House Democrats released some more Epstein file documents that they had possession of. And of course, there's no way of knowing whether they're real or not, but they claim they are, and others are saying that they look legitimate, and based on other previous things, they look legitimate. And in them, it's emails from Epstein talking to other people, Ghislaine Maxwell and others, saying that, yeah, old Donald Trump, man, he's spent hours at my house. We've got all kinds of dirt on him and stuff. Of course, the White House has fired back that this is all a big hoax. It's part of the big Democrat Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And, like I said, these particular documents that are being released, who knows, they could be fake. But to say that the entire Jeffrey Epstein thing is a big hoax, well, it shows that you're probably trying to cover for something, right? Because it would be just absurd to say that the whole thing's a hoax. I mean, this has been going on for 20 years. It was like back in 2005, I think, if I remember correctly, or around then, maybe 2009, 2005, where they first started bringing up criminal investigations against Jeffrey Epstein for all of this. And so my question is if this is a Democratic hoax to hurt Donald Trump, does that mean that 20 years ago, a group of Democrats concocted this hoax so that they could dupe Republicans into believing it, because for the last 5-10 years, it's been one of the biggest topics in Republican conservative conspiracy. Even so much so that even Donald Trump himself and his family, his sons and his people around him, close people, all bought into it, all demanding that it be, released and that the truth be found. All of the documentaries and all the investigations and all the people that have come out and testified, all the victims, even the phase one release that the president, that the Department of Justice did months ago that ended up being nothing. All that was done and concocted by Democrats to get all of these conservatives and Republicans to buy into it, just so that if Trump got elected as president 20 years later, that they would hurt him. I mean, this makes no sense to say that it's all a Democratic hoax. So anyways, there was a press conference, and a lot of the press was asking the press secretary about this, and of course she was either completely not answering, diverting to a different something else, or lying. And there is a petition in Congress to force the release that Congress is trying to get voted on, to force the full release of the Epstein files. And interesting enough, one of MAGA Republicans that's been a strong supporter of Donald Trump, Lorraine Boebert, I think I got her name right, I don't know. She's supporting it, and apparently Trump's closest people called her, pretty much begging her, trying to convince her to not support this release of the Epstein files. She says she's still going to go ahead and support it. So I'm just trying to paint some pictures and trying to figure out what they are. The president says that this is all being released today to distract from the fact that the Democrats caved in on opening the government. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Everything is used as psyops and distractions, but that doesn't mean that they're not true always. But here's the thing: if there's something to this, if this starts to grow legs, and so far it looks like it, there's a lot of people. For the last couple of weeks have been really rough on Donald Trump. His 50-year mortgage plan that kind of fell flat and got a lot of people upset, wanting to let 600,000 Chinese students in, and H-1B of letting all these other immigrants come in and work because Americans just aren't skilled and capable of doing the jobs anymore, and the economy falling on deaf ears, and all of the elaborate ballroom parties. And apparently, I think tonight he's hosting a big dinner with all the CEOs of the financial institute, all the big banks, the big bank CEOs, BlackRock, Blackstone, all of them, Chase Bank, all of them. He's the support kind of seems to be breaking down a little bit, maybe a lot. And so, as much as I really hate to get deep into the kind of the politics, I talk about things, but get into the politics. The reason why I'm bringing all this up in a video is that there's several things that are kind of on the verge of going on, talking about invading Venezuela, stuff like that. And so if these documents that are being released that strongly implicate that at the very, very least, Donald Trump was close friends and knew what Jeffrey Epstein is doing. So based on what I saw, they're not implicating necessarily that Donald Trump was involved in these actions, but that he knew about these actions and was at Jeffrey Epstein's place often, and all of this kind of stuff. And if so, that grows legs, and maybe more is released or something comes out or whatever. It's very possible that over the next few days, we could see something happen to distract from that. I mean, that's basically it, is that it's very possible. This happens all the time. This has happened with the Jeffrey Epstein. You can go back over the past 9-10 months, and every time something kind of comes up, or a release is talked about, or, something, well, then something happens and it distracts everyone from it. And then we forget about it. Not we don't, but the world, the rest of the country forgets about it. So, yeah, I would be kind of bracing yourself. If the Venezuela thing, if that happens, we could see oil prices go up. A lot of market experts, and this is possibly why we haven't made a move on Venezuela yet. It's because a lot of market experts, and what I've been reading, I guess people close to Trump has also warned him that even though Venezuela isn't a big deal when it comes to global trade, it's a big deal when it comes to oil and rare earth minerals and stuff. And so it will dramatically disrupt the economy and the whole trade, global trade and everything. And it will also most likely hurt relationships that apparently we don't really have with China and other countries. So that would probably be my pick of something happening. But I mean, Iran has certainly been on the radar more here lately, and other things. But so the point is that just get ready for something to happen, and it may cause have some serious effects. The whole government shutdown thing, it's not over yet, but maybe it is soon. Maybe by the time you're watching it, it'll be over and reopened and stuff. But there's a lot going on. Apple, Apple phones, they unveiled digital ID today. Been talking about that here lately. You can plug everything in, and it's private company, and you don't have to do it, but it is connected to the Real ID and TSA and your passport and everything, and you can digitize it all so that it's all on your phone. I mean, that's just the start. It's the start of something. That's not the end product. Just like it was also in the news today that in Japan, some woman married an AI boyfriend. I mean, he's not real. It's AI. Yeah, it's one case, but it's the start of that kind of stuff. And little by little, it will, progress to more and more. So things are moving and shaking. But this whole Epstein thing, yeah, it is strange that it came out today. But if there's something to it, and so far it kind of looks like there is, because there are lots of bits, it's a big buzz online, might see some things happening over the next few days, and you should probably prepare for that. Top off your fuel tanks and your gas cans if you're able to, just in case there could be a pop in fuel prices. Who knows? Gold, but like I said, gold and silver today, man, they're skyrocketing. It's just like straight up into the air. So something's up, and you should probably just keep ready. Situational awareness, notch up. Just keep your head on a swivel. You need to get your houses in order. You know what to do, folks. If you don't know what to do, you should know by now. My goodness gracious. You need to be getting your houses ready and yourself ready, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.